Hello friends, Matt here, and today we are talking about a kind of new, kind of old disc, and we're talking about the Innova disc Hawkeye. I've got this protostar one here, and if you watch my video on South Florida that just came out, um, you know that I picked this one up kind of just to get me through the trip. Ended up getting a really good deal on it. It was new, not so new anymore. I've been thrown a pretty good bit, but if you take a look at that profile, it's a little domey, very neutral wing right there in the middle of the overall height with a pretty blunt rim that would lead me to think this is a pretty straight, stable disc. Now, that is what the FD has a pretty good reputation of being, but let's take a look at some of the throws and see what we think. For those of you who are not familiar, this is supposedly and probably is the old FD mold for Discmania produced by Innova that they are now making as the Hawkeye. So let's give it a look.
First throw ever with the Hawkeye at Riverside Church, and it just goes like a scalded dog on this hyzer, flips up and rides 350 past the basket and to the edge of the green on the left side. On this hole, there's OB long, so I'm ace running it because I know I can tap in from the edge of the OB. It goes way, way long, but just about put that one in the basket. Over to old South Charlotte Park here, trying to do a turnover, and it gets a little bit too much turnover into the tall grass. Doing my stock wide hyzer shot on this one over the lake, trying to kind of ace run this one. A little bit short, but still was able to get the birdie on that one. Really, really nice flight. Going over this tunnel on the path, a little bit of a dicey shot as far as hitting someone, but the disc pulls it off perfectly and was right underneath the basket when I walked up there. Last throw here is at Oldsmar Park, and this one goes almost 400 feet. It hits the limb of that tree by the basket.
So as you can see, when I gave it a lot of pop, it would turn a pretty good bit, but it did find some fade eventually. And when you gave it some hyzer, it would flip up, turn a little bit, ride forever, and get a gentle fade. I was really loving it on those 300 to 370-foot shots, but on some of the ones, I could push it a little bit further than that. On that one course near the end where the water was on the left, I hit a tree at about 380 feet. So that would have been even with the basket around 400, 410 feet, which is fantastic for a speed 7 fairway driver. That's maybe about a 30-foot boost on top of what I normally throw my T-Birds, which are a little bit more overstable than this, but still, great disc. Highly recommended for a lot of people. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great night.